Now, almost everyone who watches my videos has played Super Smash Bros. And as I have found out during streams, most of you are a lot better than I am. Overall, people love Smash. And ever since it first came out in the 90s on the Nintendo 64, the franchise has been a hit. Heck, the ad for the very first game is a cult classic, and showed off perfectly how wild this game was compared to other Nintendo titles. And I also gotta admit, it's pretty freaking funny. And they even introduced new characters like Master Hand that were fitting for the story behind this game. Because obviously the Nintendo characters aren't fighting, it's just kids playing with toys, and that's why they are fighting. However, a character like Master Hand can't be unlocked in the game. Well, that's what a lot of people think at least. But according to the internet, you can actually unlock Master Hand and play as him. So is this real? Can you play as him? How does it work? And what can you do as Master Hand? Well, let's find out. And believe me, this will blow your mind. Now, all of this started a long time ago during 1999, the year that the first Super Smash Bros. Game came out. And this was a smash hit. They sold over 5 million units worldwide in 2 years, and it became one of the best-selling games for the Nintendo 64 console. It received positive reviews, with most praise going to its multiplayer mode, while its single-player mode received some criticism. So while it was loved, it wasn't perfect. But I bet most people didn't expect perfection from their first 2.5D fighting game. But still, most Nintendo fans, including me, were really happy that a game like this existed, which most of us never saw coming because Nintendo is normally pretty family-friendly. However, while a lot of Nintendo characters were playable, there was one from the very beginning that people couldn't get their hands on: Master Hand. In the game, he's the final boss of the single-player mode, and he resides in a place known as Final Destination. This is basically his role in every game he's seen in. Players cannot pick him as a character, and he just acts as a final boss of sorts. But regardless of that though, people were still obsessed with him, and so many tried to unlock him in the first Smash game. And there is actually footage out there of players using Master Hand in the game, even though it seems impossible. And one of the methods for unlocking him, found on the internet, stated that you had to beat Master Hand with every character without taking any damage. But upon doing this successfully, nothing would happen. Sure, it was really impressive, and personally I could never do it, but you got no in-game reward. So in the end, no one was really successful, even though there were more than enough other rumors out there about how to unlock him in the game. But all of them ended up being lies. However, even though this happened, people still had a surprising amount of hope. And this is because there were videos out there of people playing as Master Hand in the very first Smash title. But it turned out that all those people used mods and hacks in order to play as him. But sadly enough, I couldn't find any downloads for those. So we can't play as him at all. And for many years, the dream was dead. Until the second game in the series came out, known as Super Smash Bros. Melee for the GameCube. This title gave people hope again. Thanks to this, rumors started to spread once again that you could unlock this gigantic hand as a character in the game. However, this time, it was truly different, because people on the internet found a special glitch that was promising to say the least. Supposedly, there's a glitch known as the Master Hand glitch that actually allows you to play as Master Hand. Well, sort of, because it is quite buggy to say the least. Now, to execute the glitch, the player must have a controller in slot 3, and it only works with slot 3. After that, you have to place the hand cursor over the name entry field on the character selection screen. And here comes the tricky part. You have to press the A and B buttons simultaneously. This will bring up the name selection screen. Next, you must release the A button while continuing to hold down the B button, followed by moving the cursor over the name entry field and pressing A once again. As you can imagine, this is quite hard to do, and most people fail the first time they try to do this. But now the big question is, does this actually work? Can you perform such an easy trick and unlock a character you're not supposed to have? Well, yes. If performed correctly, you should be taken to the stage selection screen, and when the match loads, you will be playing as Master Hand. And you can use all of his classic moves, like his laser finger attack, the grab, finger pointing, and other crazy stuff. But there are some things about him that are odd. For example, all his moves are mapped to the D-pad, and you can't really beat him. As you can imagine, he can't fall off the stage, and therefore he never dies. Quite logical, because normally he's only found in a boss fight setting where you just need to bring his health to 0. Aside from that, Master Hand can only move around the stage by performing attacks, so playing him is a bit hard. However, while all of this is really cool, it's clearly a bit janky, and the game tends to crash, especially when the match ends and Master Hand wins. The reason why this happens is because he has no victory animation, and so it all crashes if he wins. And that happens a lot because you can't beat him, which means you will encounter a few crashes when you start to play around with this glitch. However, as you can see, all of this is real, and you can even try this at home on your own legit or emulated copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee. This is also a big reason why I wanted to cover this, because most of the time rumors like this are just hoaxes. But this time, it is 100% real. However, now I bet most of you are a bit curious why this even happens in the game. It is almost a miracle after all. Well, in-game, each character has an ID number assigned to them, and selecting a character to play as selects that number. But, lucky for us, Nintendo also gave Master Hand such an ID, and his is 1A, which is perfect. When the player enters the character select screen, the default ID loaded is 1A, which is Master Hand's number. And by performing the glitch, the player can start a match without technically picking a character, keeping Master Hand's ID number as the selected ID. And so when you enter the map, the game thinks you actually picked Master Hand, and so you play as him. Which means that all of this is possible because Nintendo made a mistake, and so the rumor became reality. However, while Master Hand is playable, can you also get your hands on his brother, Crazy Hand? Well, as you can imagine, rumors also went around that you could unlock him as well, and even some methods were posted online. However, sadly enough, we cannot get access to his brother. This trick we just used doesn't work for him. But still, Smash fans got way more than they would have expected. In the end, not all rumors are a lie, and sometimes Nintendo does do things that make almost anything possible. And then I haven't even mentioned stuff like arbitrary code execution, which allows players to do almost anything in a game, which we actually saw in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, which I covered recently in 2 videos that you can check out right now. So click on those videos in the upper right corner or on the screen. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other suggestions or ideas, leave them down below in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, click the bell button, do all the stuff that helps me out, because really I appreciate it. And YouTube is such a trick show nowadays. It's almost like I need to be a circus. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I love you all. Mwah! Kisses from Wily. Bye!